Doncic pulls up, three-pointer. Bang! Bang! It's good! Doncic wins the game at the buzzer! Let's go! Picked off by Iguodala to Curry, back to Iguodala to the rim. Oh, great block! James out of nowhere, skies to the rim. Now Manny being Manny.
Manny being Manny, man. He's great, man.
Welcome, Luca Nation. This is Manny being Manny, a weekly auction recap and preview, episode 1 on YouTube. Decided to go the YouTube route because I could screen share. We could kind of go over some slides, and it's more visual representation instead of the IG Live where I'm just talking about cards. Without you guys knowing what cards I'm talking about, this seemed like a lot easier. So I decided to go on YouTube. Thank you, Andrew. Thank you, Cage, for allowing me to do this on their platform. And I'm excited because it's opening day of baseball. Sad that my Red Sox versus Yankees was postponed, but we have baseball finally. Let me know in the comments what team you guys are rooting for, what World Series predictions you guys have. I'm interested in seeing it. My predictions: White Sox versus Dodgers. I'm ashamed to say it, but I'm a low-key second favorite team is probably the White Sox. So I'm Cuban. There's a lot of Cubans on that team. Luis Robert, I love. So Red Sox at heart, but I do root for the White Sox as well. So let's get started. I've been under the weather for a couple this last week. Think I got sick from my kids. Speaking of that, I know you guys listen to the daily episode, the 10 for 10 for women. Let me go full screen because I do want to bring something up. Mr. Steelberg wanted to say that one of his employees was unmotivated because he couldn't talk because he was sick. Well, I've been sick. But I'm here right now. You could say this is kind of like the flu game, Michael Jordan flu game. But if you want content, let's have content, Mr. Aluminum Bird. Let's have some content. You say that I said we're going to box at National. You say that I overweight and I can't keep up with you. Well, sir, I got more than 40 days, a little over 40 days to prepare for this. I'm going to start drinking water. Look at this, Gatorade. Actually water, chicken, and rice. I'm going to get into shape, and I challenge you to a 1v1 basketball game in front of everyone. You want content? That's our content. Let's go live. Me and you. Mano y mano. You better stop smoking your Black and Milds and bring it on. I'm coming for you, big bro. Well, let's get back to the weekly auction show. Just wanted to get that off my chest because you wanted to call me out. Well, I'm calling you out. Let's 1v1 at National. I'll even let you bring the ball, Mr. Ironberg. I'm not calling you by your real name. So let's get started with Golden Auction news and some previews because they actually have a auction that's ending this weekend. Well, the news that's been around on Twitter and everywhere is Tiffany Cards posted this and said that there was a fake 1996 Kobe Bryant tops the 50th anniversary PSA 10, and it gives a certain number was actually fake. And there was like a blog about it, kind of a messaging board on why it was fake. Ken Golden got involved, and he forwarded it to his staff and PSA to confirm it. The buyer refund his money. So it all worked out, but thank you to the community for pointing this out. If it wasn't pointed out, this fake could have been in circulation still. So I get Ken Golden for doing the right thing. I do thank you for doing the right thing, getting their money out. I do want to say when you're looking at these auction houses, there could be some fakes that slip in. 99% of the cards are real, but there could be one or two that maybe slip in. But it seems like the community is on top of it and could find it. So when you're bidding on these, still make sure you're looking at the label. If you see anything funky, maybe bring it up to Ken Golden PWCC auction. Only all these type of auction houses, I'm sure they'll look into it for you, because this is a lot of money that people are buying, or buying with these cards. So don't hesitate to, ask. And I just wanted to bring that up, because it's happened lately. People can easily fake some cards, so just be aware of this type of situation. But in all, it was a good news because the buyer got his money back. Ken and PSA were able to stop this card from being circulated even more. So thank you, community, for that. Let's get into the spring golden auctions. And I pulled up two cards that I kind of want to talk about. The first being Messi. World Cup is in November. Argentina is kind of one of the favorites to win it all. This is kind of Messi and Ronaldo's last chance of winning the World Cup. Seems like it'll be their last World Cup. We have two gold cards, and I remember this card. This is when I actually started the auction show. One of the golds out of 10. It's kind of a different brand than the one that's selling right now, but it is gold. Sold for 16,000. This is a PSA 8, so yes, it's going to be a lot less than the one that sold on Golden, because that's a 10. But it was 16,000, and it was a record-breaking sale at that time. And I remember it was in January. I remember looking at that, and I was like, "Wow, that's huge for the soccer market." This is going to escalate the soccer market, bring more soccer investors in, collectors in. I'm a big soccer guy, so it was exciting news for me. And then we got news that Golden was putting one of their golds out of 10 Messi's 2014 World Cup, and it was their lot 1, which is great because when they put something as their lot 1, that means that they really, really enjoy this card. They like this card, and they think it's going to bring in the most money. So I want to eye this one on what it sells for. I'm pretty excited about this card. We could actually take a look if you would like. Right now, with 2 days left, it's at 360,000 right now, which is great for the card community. As it could trickle down effect to cards that I'm buying. I'm never going to be able to buy these type of cards, maybe in the future, but right now I'm not. But like main rookies and stuff like that could help out that market. As we go down, there's some cool Jordan stuff. And then I want to talk a little bit about the Steph Curry card. And I'm looking at Steph Curry. I just want to see how the market reacts with him being injured. Golden State not playing to their potential. A lot of people had them once Clay came back, they're going to be an automatic into the finals type of team. But Draymond's been hurt. A lot of their players have been hurt. So this is a BGS 9, auto 9, and it's at 22,000 right now. I looked at some card ladder data, and as you could see, go back. Let's pull this up a little bit more. 364,000 for the BGS 9, but this is an auto 10 that sold in September. So just before the season began, a couple months. So I'm curious on how Steph market translated from the beginning of the season to the end of the season, and where it goes from there on out. I'm just curious on what the data shows. And that's why I'm looking at that. Let's go to Heritage weekly auction. So Heritage actually has a weekly auction, and it ends every Saturday, or Sunday. I'm sorry, every Sunday. So you have the choice of looking at this every week. And I've been looking at this, and let's talk about this Mickey Mantle card, because I had some questions about it. And as you can see right here, does grading company matter when looking at buying vintage? I'm not a big vintage guy. I don't know these things. I know I've been told by Cage, you look at the card, not the grade. I do agree with that in the vintage market world. But as you can see, an SGC2 sold for 2,700 last Sunday. And Mickey and I went card ladder data. Mickey Mantle PSA 2 is 2,600 last sold on March 13th. And I was curious about this because, yes, PSA seems to have that higher standard than SGC. And a lot of people like SGC for vintage. But as you could see right here, there's like a on the top, right above Mickey Mantle's hat for the SGC2, there's a little smudge on the surface. And I thought that would be a huge ding to the card. And it doesn't look like the one on Card Ladder had that same kind of smudge. So I was just curious. Leave it in the comments. Let me know. When you buy vintage, does it matter what grading company? Does SGC2 compare to PSA2 or BGS2? Or are you just looking at the type of card that you're buying? So the surface, corner, edges, what are you actually looking at? I know people have preferences. Mine would probably be surface. I don't want a surface stain on my card. That's what I would look at. So but I'm interested in the vintage world, so I wanted to bring this up to the community and ask. Let's go. Let's kind of. I want to show you some stuff that Heritage actually sells on their weekly auction, because this is mostly vintage stuff that I'm noticing. You have, for example, this is right here, 1986 Fleer basketball set of 132. This Michael Jordan, they have the Michael Jordan rookie, was a BGS 6. It looks like they graded 12 cards, and with the 12 cards, it seems like it's Dominique Wilkins, Isaiah Thomas, Hakeem Olajuwon, Chris Mullin. So it's the top players in that set. As you go down to the description, it looks like there's a total of 132 with 12 of them graded. It says 82% of them are near mint and 18% are excellent to excellent mint, with a few lesser. So with that, this actually sold for $5,000. And what got me excited or thought was a good deal was this BGS 6 actually sells for like 35 around there, $1,000. So a little bit more than $1,000. You could have the whole set of 1986 Fleer, which is very sought out for. I know you're not getting the best quality of the set, but you have the set and you could always upgrade from there. Better grades, grade the ones that aren't graded. It seemed very valuable to buy the whole set for $5,000 is what I'm getting at. Let me know what you think. But we'll go back into here, and it looks like, for example, if you're interested in memorabilia, they have memorabilia. Like I said, a lot of vintage. There's a lot of lots that I'm noticing of cards that you could buy. For example, 1996, 1969 Topps Football PSA 9 collection. You could buy this, and that's one of the tricks, buying these type of lots and selling them individually. You probably get more money than what they're getting for the whole lot, because there's people out there that just want one of the cards. So just pay attention to that. Make sure you kind of see the rate of return. If you're going to just buy the whole set and sell them individually, that would be a good play that I like to do. Here's some Kobe Bryant with Jay Williams, some hobby boxes. So it's a little bit of everything. Every week they go through this. So if you're into vintage, I highly recommend, or collectibles, older collectibles. Look at this, the signed Mickey Mantle, Joe DiMaggio and Ted Williams picture. I highly recommend looking into a Heritage auction. All right, let's go back and let's talk about liquid auctions from Only All. This ends tonight actually, and these 4 cards are the type of cards that I kind of want to talk about and I'm looking at through their auction. And the reason, I'll go by step on why I'm kind of looking at these cards. So Anthony Edwards seems to me it's been said on the podcast that Anthony Edwards is last year's Ja, and Ja was injured last year. Anthony Edwards was injured this year. Athletic, kind of the second looked upon rookie when you have LaMelo and Zion compared to Ja and Anthony. So I think next year Anthony Edwards is going to have a big jump in prices. And my play is I'm buying Anthony Edwards this offseason. He's, I believe, in the play-in game. But I would wait until their team's officially eliminated. They're not making it to the finals, and then buy then. That's what I'm doing with Anthony Edwards. So I'm kind of looking at these type of cards. Also, I'm looking into Luka cards because it seems like he hit a floor. The famous rookie prism base and the silver, the high pops count. So I'm not looking essentially at prism. I'm looking at select numbered cards or concourse cards. People forget that select went retail in 2020. Prior to that was just a hobby box that you could rip. So their cards are more rare on the select side. So I'm looking at select numbered. So I'm looking at those Lucas. And then we have Chris Paul. And Chris Paul is a true leader, I would say. Same age as LeBron. Everyone praises LeBron for how many points he's getting. But Chris Paul, everywhere he goes, makes his team better. He was at Oklahoma City, and look how their team did. They went into the playoffs in the bubble. He left. They haven't sniffed it since. Sniffed the playoffs since. Now he's at Phoenix Suns. First season he's there. They won't get to the championship. Second year they're there. He's there. They're leading right back to it seems like to the championship game, playoff. So Chris Paul, if he wins with the Suns, his cards are going to go through the roof in my opinion. So I'm looking to buy him right now. All actually has some great ones available. I think like 3 and also an exquisite auto of his as well. And also Liquid Auctions has 2 Tiger Woods cards, which bravo to whoever's selling that this week, because you kind of read that market pretty well with Tiger Woods coming to the Masters playing today, golfing today. So I'm just curious. I'm looking at his cards to see where these cards were before, like when like injury. He's the GOAT, but there's going to have a little spike with him coming back. So with that ending today, I could see these cards kind of spiking today. So I want to look at these type of cards. Unlike Heritage, Liquid Auctions seems to have mostly modern cards or pre-modern cards, whatever you want to call it, like the 90s basketball. They don't have too many vintage cards, but I do want to just kind of go through these type of cards that they have. They have Steve Nash PMG auto, or it's out of 10, 2 out of 10, but it's PSA 5. That's going for $62,000. I get it. Cage told me that these are hard to come by. There's people that want the sets, so they're going to pay out of their mind to get these cards. But my opinion, I don't know why you would buy that when you could get like a Jordan auto. But that's just me. I came into the card market world after 1997, so I don't get it. But to each their own. I would rather have a Kobe Bryant or Michael Jordan auto. QBs are great buys right now. Off season. Here's a gold Lamar Jackson, 28,000. People are focused on playoffs and basketball. Mike Trout. Even LeBron James cards might take a dip since they've been eliminated from the playoffs. So maybe keep an eye on some LeBron James cards as well. But like you could see here, it's mostly like that modern card type of like LaMelo, you got some F1. It goes back from some of the older like 2000 cards or 1990s cards. They do sprinkle in some vintage like basketball and baseball, 1990, 1966 Mickey Mantle. But in all, it seems like here's that exquisite Chris Paul. It seems like they have mostly modern cards. Maybe they switch to more vintage, but heritage seems like the vintage route. I say liquid auction. If you're looking for modern cards, here's another exquisite auto. You might want to come to liquid auction. So the thing with liquid auction, you do have to have the money in your account to purchase and bid. So just keep that in mind. You could vault it and then resell it just like in Pwcc. I do like that style format, and there's some deals to be made. This ends in 5 hours, so if you're watching this before, head to all and just see if there's some deals that you could find. Let's go to our next auction, which is the weekly auction Pwcc. And as you can see, this one ends. The weekly auctions end every Sunday. They also have a premier auction that ends monthly. Those are more of the high end cards. But weekly auctions has some high end cards that they sell as well. I wanted to bring up these two cards, the Lucas, because it didn't make sense to me. Maybe someone in the comments can help me make sense of it. But a PSA 9 out of 25 sold for 11,700, and a raw same card of raw sold for more, $12,000. Maybe it's the same buyer. It just seems like a high risk. As you can see right here, it says PSA population 1 of 4 and none's graded higher, so it's the highest grade. So are you expecting, I'm wondering, are they expecting to get a 10 to maximize the value, or they could just be a Luka collector and just want to corner the market? There's only 25 of these, and that's kind of where I'm going. That maybe it's the same person and they kind of want to corner that market. I also have some Kevin Durant cards in here. Same with Luka. I think I looked at card ladder data. It seems like every card of Kevin Durant since January has a negative 28 gross rate on every one of his cards at least. So I don't get it. He's a top scorer in the of all time. And his cards aren't reflecting it. It's probably because of that the snake aspect of him. But you LeBron fans, did you hear on that he wants to play with Steph Curry? So if Kevin Durant plays with Steph Curry and then LeBron plays with Steph Curry, let's see if that changes everyone's opinion on Kevin Durant. And if the Nets are projected to win, our third best team projected to win in Vegas. So there's a high chance that they actually win it all with Kyrie back, and they're actually starting to gel. So they're playing together. Is Ben Simmons playing? I don't know. I don't think he's going to be much of a factor besides defense. He's a great defender. But the Nets have a shot. I know Andrew is high on Giannis and the Bucks, but I think the Nets can be a scary team if they play together. All comes down to that. And then let's go into what kind of stuff is selling on Pwcc auction. So you got heritage, vintage. You have like the liquid all that seems like it's mostly modern. This one seems like it's a mixture of both. We have, let's go to highest bid, see what the highest bid of last week's was. Is Pete 1972. They have some Pokemon. What I like about Pwcc is they have at least like 5,000 options for you or 6,000 options for you. So there's a lot of cards that don't get any bids. And if you're looking to PC something, this is a good shot to look every week to see if something is out there. A lot of these cards don't get eyeballs because there's so many lots in the auction. But like I said, there is people that high-end stuff, this Pokemon stuff, Tom Brady, Bill Russell. So they even have some hobby boxes in here. LeBron James. So my advice for you for PWCC, they open up every Thursday, the next auction. So right now they're on, I believe, 13. Yep. So if you go to this week, 13, and just right, look, there's 7,000 auctions, lots on this auction. Just go through, and you have to bid before Sunday to be qualified as extended bidding. So even if you don't say you want a card but you don't think you could afford it, just put a low bid in and you're entered for the extended bidding. And if you feel like the price is right, you buy it. But just make sure you don't miss your chance while thinking that it's going to go too high. So that would be my advice on PWCC. Let me go back. And it looks like that's all I have for this week on auctions previews. If you have any suggestions on what I should do, I plan to go live. I have some guests lined up, so we can kind of interact. If you have a card that you're selling on one of these auctions or that you're looking at, we can kind of discuss it. I'm in this process of learning as well as everyone else, so I would like some advice on what to do. I do appreciate you guys staying here till the end. If you have any questions about it, you could DM the Luca Nation podcast on Instagram or me, Luca Nation Manny. And I plan on doing these Thursdays, same time, just to kind of keep the rotation going so you guys know when I'm going to be on. Any questions you want me to answer for the stream, let me know. And thank you guys for watching. Have a good day.